The Phillies win Game 1 of the series against the St. Louis Cardinals. They win 4-3. They are now 32-22 on the season, 10 games over 500, and let's dive into this bad boy. I hate to be negative. I do. I hate to crush Nick Pivetta, but I'm going to. I understand that he battled back. I do. I get it. The first inning was abysmal with those home runs. Goldschmidt, Ozuna, missing locations. Just garbage. Whether he was afraid or whether he was scared or whether he was nervous, it's garbage. And it can come back to hurt you in other games. This is what bothers me. This is what we've seen out of Nick Pivetta. He went 5 innings and threw over 100 pitches. Don't we rip Vince Velasquez every time that happens? This isn't good enough. And Ricky Bo made a great point after the game. He made a couple great points that I'm going to discuss, one of them later, but the one point he made here is, before, when this team wasn't in the situation that it's in now, Nick Pivetta can get by with this. Vince Velasquez could get by with his starts. No, we just watched Cole Irvin have 2 really good starts and 1 stinker. Goodbye, see you later. You're back to AAA. It's must-win mentality. And what I saw out of Nick Pivetta today, even though he grinded back after that first inning and had a good old outing, I wouldn't go as far as good old outing, but a good old fight back. It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for me. I saw the same things that I saw out of Nick Pivetta before he was sent down. Nothing changed whatsoever. So I am still sitting at anti-Nick Pivetta. But he did allow those 3 runs in the first inning, and that's all he allowed after that. So after ripping Nick Pivetta's performance on the bump, he did spark the energy there offensively in the 3rd inning by getting on base with a nice little hit there, and it ended up being 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs for Bryce Harper up, who hits a 2 RBI double to make it a 3-2 game. In the 4th, next inning, Cesar Hernandez with a bomb. He murdered the baseball. It almost went into the second deck. It hit the wall right in front of the second deck, and we take a 4-3 lead. In the 5th, we had an opportunity to tack on 1 more run. Just a bonus run would have been nice. Bryce Harper, after his 2nd double of the night, was on second base with 2 outs. Rhys Hoskins hits a ball up the middle. As he's rounding third, he flips the helmet off. He dives head first, and by 2 inches to 1 inch, 1.5 inch, he was out at home plate with a cannon by the center fielder. This thing was a legitimate missile of a throw, and Bryce Harper was so close, literally so close of scoring a run, but he was thrown out, and I love the aggressiveness. I've been a huge fan of Bryce Harper's aggressive base running and this team's aggressive base running all season long so far, and I love it. I mean, you have an opportunity to score a run, make it happen. Go out there and perform, and literally an inch and a half, 2 inches was the difference there, and I'll live with that chance any day of the week. I'll live with the rolling of the dice on that play any single day of the week. It stays 4-3. And our bullpen comes in and does great. Garcia does great for 1 2/3. Seranthony Dominguez does good for 1 1/3. Hector Neris gets a 1-inning save, 2 Ks on the day, and Hector Neris has been lights out. I've been praising this guy in save situations. I've been screaming for his head when he wasn't going in save situations. This is our guy right now. He's playing with confidence. He's doing a tremendous job. He is at the top of the league when it comes to saves. His ERA is solid. He gets the job done right now. This needs to be our go-to guy every time. Right now in this spot, he deserves the chance to go out there and shut the door. Until he shows us otherwise, he deserves to go out there and try and shut the door. He did a great job today. The bullpen as a whole, once again, did a great job. And this is the second Ricky Bo point that he brought up that I thought was very interesting. Will Gabe Kapler elect to try and put Seranthony Dominguez in another situation, say tomorrow night, if it happens? That's where I feel like we struggle. Is Seranthony Dominguez might try and go again tomorrow. And we've seen him struggle when he goes in back-to-back innings, which he did tonight, and I was kind of skeptical of that, and it happened. But what about 2 games in a row? That's when we find ourselves in the most trouble. using the same situation, maybe using Garcia again tomorrow, using Seranthony tomorrow. That's where we find ourselves getting in the most trouble. So hopefully that doesn't happen in, say, tomorrow's game. But I have to give credit to the bullpen today. They were absolutely outstanding. As for who created offense, yeah, 2 RBIs by Cesar with that home run. Bryce Harper with a 2 RBI, 2-out double. He also doubled later, so 2 total hits on the day. Rhys Hoskins had 2 total hits on the day. Some guys who struggled, I thought Nick Williams looked horrible at the plate. I thought Scott Kingery looked bad at the plate. And speaking of at the plate for the Phils, on the other side, on the other mound, well, the same mound, but for the other team was Wainwright, who ended up having 10 Ks in 6 innings and allowed 8 hits. It's crazy to think they scored those 3 runs in the first inning, and that's all that they were going to score. According to Corey Seidman, that was the biggest deficit the Phillies have come back from so far this season. And 1 runner in scoring position all night long for the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, I think that stat is kind of flawed because they hit 2 home runs and had 3 RBIs off those 2 home runs. So technically, they weren't in scoring position, but they scored 3 runs. So that stat does seem a little bit flawed to me. When I look at this game and I see Cesar continuing to stay hot, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. I mean, the way this guy is hitting the baseball, I couldn't have imagined him being this successful in a million years. I never thought Cesar Hernandez had this type of streak in him. It's crazy. It's eye-opening. It's wild. I love it. And he's picked up defensively. During that slump of baseball IQ defensively for Cesar, it didn't make sense because he was never that garbage when it came to baseball IQ and making plays. He was never that bad, so I don't know why it was happening. But he started to find a rhythm offensively. He's really at an all-time high here for his career, and his defense has picked up, and it's truly awesome to see. And realistically, really, I would have never expected it in a million years. As for the Nick Williams struggles, it's a tough situation for him. Being here, being off the bench, then getting sent down. Then the Odubel thing happens. Now he's caught up. Now he gets a chance. The speed isn't there. It's hard to adjust at this point. Where is he mentally? He needs to make the most of his opportunities here if he wants to stay relevant. And with Scotty not being at his all-time high, with Michael Franco really struggling, with an outfielder spot wide open, Kingery, where is he really playing? There's a chance for Nick Williams if he takes control of it. But what I saw today, it wasn't good enough, and there's no denying that. So as for tomorrow, we have Aaron Nola on the mound for Game 2 of this series. Hopefully the weather's better. It doesn't seem like it's supposed to be tomorrow or Wednesday. Today, I was shocked that they even played the game when I looked at the forecast and saw thunderstorms all night long, 80% chance. And then during the game, there would be spurts of 10 minutes of downpour, and Murph sitting there with the microphone like this. I mean, I'm talking downpour. 10 minutes later, it's all gone and it's nice. And then 15 minutes later, downpour, downpour, downpour. And, you know, they found a way to fight through this and win a baseball game. And I'm proud of them. It's tough to be down 3-0. The first inning was abysmal. And to find a way to crawl back into this baseball game, it's great. The Nationals beat the Braves. How about it? How about it? That's nice. And last night, or was it 2 nights ago, the Braves came back from the Cardinals in a save situation, found a way to fight back, win an extras. Oh, it was terrible. I'm sitting here saying, why the Braves keep winning? Well, we had the baseball gods on us for tonight's game with the Nationals beating them. So, in the comment section, I want to hear your thoughts on Nick Pivetta. I don't think I'm being too harsh. I didn't see anything different. This was the same Nick Pivetta that I've always seen. Nothing's changed. 5 innings, 100-plus pitches. We rip Vince Velasquez for that all the time. Why would we allow that to be okay for Nick Pivetta? I saw nothing different. Nick Pivetta, Vince Velasquez, Jared Eichhoff in the pitching rotation, they're going to give you the same thing. And the answer is, well, what's the same thing? Not good enough. Let's talk about Bryce Harper and his at-bats today. He looked a little bit smoother. He was squaring up the ball. Let's talk about Cesar Hernandez down below. Rhys Hoskins getting some knocks there, and hey, 10 games over 500, 32-22. We win 4-3, and I'm proud of this baseball team. Hopefully we get some baseball in. I would hate if we had a cancellation. I need my baseball. I need my baseball. I need my baseball. So, thank you for watching. See you next time.